Today on the Roach Koach Podcast.
This week, it's all about who's tweeting.
Who's tweeting? I'm like,
Pulling up your text.
Charles Mansion, live stream.
Matt,
There's
I
no way.
love.
There's no way he said milking twice.
Roach Koach Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Roach Koach Podcast, the journey to create the new metal canon. My name is Lorin Kozlowski. With me, as always, the original Roach Rider, Mr. Matt Nines.
Keep it rolling, baby.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen, back for another episode of Roach Koach, creating this new metal canon one album at a time. This week, it's all about who's tweeting.
Who's tweeting?
That's right. We're going over your feedback, your questions, your queries, your Roachamendations, and so much more. To start it off, though, Matt, because we are in our sellout era,
Absolutely.
we're in our era of expansion, we're in our
Yep.
era of new things. We've got to talk about the Patreon.
That's right, baby.
Listen,
Dollars on dollars and dollars on dollars. Yum, 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 yum.
You got it, Matt. Listen. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and when I go into them, they will start off, and the guy will go, "Listen, I got a great show ahead. We're going to talk about this and this and this, but first,
Better help.
or they'll go, let's talk about my Patreon. 10 minutes, and I was like, I listen to this, and I go, this is what the people want. So,
This is what the 30-second ahead button is for.
that's right, baby. So let's just talk about the Patreon for a minute, Matt. We got the pack. It's ongoing. We got 2 episodes up right now.
Yep.
Roachcoach.com, patreon.com/Roach Koach Podcast. You head on over there, you subscribe. You get to hear these 2 amazing episodes. First episode, we're talking with our good friend Ashley. We're talking about Ludo,
Yes, we are.
their album. The second episode, Jennifer Sosha, the Indigo Angel.
It's an
She's back.
all-timer.
Yes, she's on. We talk about Saves the Day and their album, Through Being Cool. There's a moment in this episode. It's like the funniest thing that's ever happened on the show. Incredible. I played it for people off my phone. Like, you got to hear this. It's super funny. And more to come. We recorded episode 3. Excited, heated, intense episode. This show is building. It's changing. It's right in front of our very eyes and ears. And I hope more people join us to check it out.
Now,
On top of that, Matt,
dude, I sent you a text this weekend with like a zero baked idea that I was like, this is for the Patreon. And that idea is you're pulling it up. I'm like,
pulling up your text. I'm pulling up
Charles
your text.
Mansion live stream.
I said, oh shit, what are you going to do?
And you
left
know
me
what
on
I did?
red. You left me on red.
Radio silence.
You left me on red. You just hit me with this idea, and then you vanished like Homer Simpson into the hedge. You were just gone. You're like,
Yeah.
that's all you get.
I didn't have anything else. It was just,
Like, just the one idea.
you know, it's just
Yeah.
like, it's such a shower idea. It's like Charles Mansion live stream.
Matt, did you text me that from the shower?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
All
why
right,
I left you on red. I broke my phone.
You broke your phone and you also had to do your back. I understand. I get it. All right. Here's the thing. More excitement is coming to the Patreon. On top of that, if you were a Patreon member the last couple of weeks, then you got to take part in our vote. to
Oh, that's
pick
right.
What we would be doing for Side Project Summer. You were presented with 3 new metal gentlemen with extensive side projects. Westmoreland, Brian Head Welch from Korn, and Chino Moreno. It was, Matt, you, early on, we should have wagered. You put money
Oh.
down. You said to me, Laura, you said
My
to me, you go,
hubris done sunk my ship.
You
Because
said to
I
me-
was so confident.
you said, Wes is walking away with this. He's taking this.
He's taking.
Without a
I
doubt.
said Wes without a doubt. No way.
Listeners, I just want to let you know, Matt was so confident.
Yes.
Matt was so confident that Wes was going to win that the conversation was literally, I said, who do you think's going to win? And Matt goes, Wes. And then we just moved on. That was it. There wasn't any other possibility.
yeah.
I went, okay.
I will not even. I won't even put anything else in the conversation.
So it was neck and neck between Head and Chino. And it was close to being a tie where we
Yes.
were like, we didn't like, no one else had voted and it was going to be a tie. And then in the last hour,
It really was like the final hour.
final hour, eking out the win, won Chino Moreno. So we will be doing Chino side projects for Side Project Summer. Our Patreon patrons made the decision. You're sitting there and you're going, what? And you're on a Patreon patron? There's only one person to blame. They're in your mirror right now. Check it out. All right. So that's our Patreon pitch. That's it. All right. We're done with that. We've got to move on, Matt. We got to move on to, let's talk about it. It's one of the best features on the Who's Tweeting episodes.
Mm.
It's Who's Touring.
Who's touring?
Matt, we've been announcing
Dude, I'll tell
tours,
you
we've been
who's
announcing
touring.
fests. Yeah.
Korn's touring.
Korn is touring. Listen, when we talk about all these bands touring, and we're always like, this guy's out there and this guy's out there. What we're all just thinking though is, when are the boys coming back?
Mm.
When are the Kings coming back? When are the true Kings coming back?
I need my yearly check-in with the boys.
Absolutely. So
Because this
they have
is
announced,
like,
Mhm.
except for maybe the COVID years, they truly have been once a year coming back.
I mean, they even did it during the COVID because I mean, Jenny and I went to go see him when Jonathan was suffering from COVID and he was on his throne and he would come up and he'd rock it and he'd sit down and Jenny'd go, he doesn't look good. She's in bad shape. And I was like, the show must go on when you are Korn. Just
Yeah.
get this with your family. So Korn has announced a new tour. They've also announced they're doing a 30th anniversary show in LA in October to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the self-titled album. That is sold out
Wild.
immediately, as it should. And now they've announced a full tour. They will be joined on this tour by Gojira and Spirit Box. This just makes sense.
Mm.
This is who you call. They will be going all across the beautiful United States of America. Most importantly, September 27th, they will be playing at Pine Knot Music Theater
That's right.
in Carson, Michigan, where we will be at, or we normally are at. I'm putting together to see, it's a Friday, but most importantly, I sent a text out to one, Jennifer Sosha. I was like,
Mm.
hey, are you interested in seeing Korn the day after your birthday? And she said, perfect way to go into my 40s to lose my other teeth at Korn. That's how she put it. That's how she put it. Not making that up.
Wow.
So I don't know. Honestly, that was neither a yes nor a no. It was more of an observation. But on the Blabbermouth article, the promo photo that is included has Ray, Monkey, Head, and Jonathan pictured there. Once again, no Fielding.
Yeah.
So Fielding.
I honestly, and this is no joke, I hope Fieldy is getting whatever he needs, because I have goofed on Fieldy quite a bit on this show, but like,
You have Matt. Right.
besides those 7 strings, those beautiful 7 strings that I don't know if you knew this, a guitar
What's that, Matt?
normally has 6 strings,
Yeah. Mhm.
but they do make a guitar that has 7 strings.
Really?
And yeah. And
Okay.
the 2 guitarists in Korn, they
Uh-huh.
play 7-string guitars. And
Whoa, wait.
some people would say that those 2 guitarists
Uh-huh.
with those 2 7-string guitars, so 14 strings.
14 strings. I'm doing the math right now. Yeah.
Yeah. That leads to Korn's signature sound. But I would say also something that lends to Korn's signature sound is the low end thunder broom of one Fieldy with the fret rattle that echoes throughout the track.
It's true. Yeah. I've always thought of it as like, what if someone made a guitar out of a spinal column? You know, what would the echoey sound of the inside of a hollowed out spinal column sound like? And it might sound like Fieldy's bass. I do agree that it is another part of what is considered Korn's signature sound.
Yeah.
I do also hope that he is getting the help that he needs or doing what he needs to do. But also, as some people pointed out, that these guys are getting older.
That's true.
Getting out on that stage,
Mm,
rocking faces
yep.
for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, it wears on your body. And it
Yes.
may be the case, where Field was like, I've been playing this bass buck wild for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
My body is aching. Maybe he just needs a break. We don't know. Listen, nothing's been said, so we don't know. And as these bands go along, sometimes people just have to take breaks, and that is fine. You got to look out for number one. You
It's true.
got to look out for number one.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So this is obviously I would say the second biggest tour of the summer. I mean, obviously Loserville is number one for us.
Very much so. Yep.
Yeah, but Korn coming around, you don't want to miss it.
We got some
If
other
we do
Korn
end up
news, right?
there is no other Korn news currently.
Because Head
We are
just did an interview. Oh, wow.
well,
Breaking
you have
news,
Korn.
baby.
Matt, you got Korn news.
Yeah, and he stated that they are also working on new music, and you'll never guess, Lauren, the pull quote that you could take from this.
What did he say about the new material?
Oh, it's some of the heaviest stuff that they've ever done, Lauren.
I love it when that happens. When I'm a heavy and I'm in the studio and I'm working on new material,
Mm-hmm.
it always blows my mind how it's the heaviest stuff we've ever done. I also enjoy when it harkens back to my early stuff, but
But
evokes the
yeah,
the modern sound of our more current stuff. Like it sounds like 1994, but it also kind of sounds like 2024.
yeah. I don't know. Here's your headline. Korn
Okay.
is passionately and intensely working on new music. It's the heaviest stuff we've done in years.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I heard the Nothing, which was very heavy,
Very heavy.
very heavy. So okay. I mean, listen, what you don't want is a band to go in and say, you know what? We went in
A
intending
new
to make that.
direction.
Well, new direction.
Huh.
People are always saying that. We're trying new stuff. But the thing you really dislike is when they go and they say, we went in there trying to make the heaviest record that we ever made. But during the process, we actually made something that was almost kind of pretty, almost kind of elegant. And you just read that and you go, fuck, this album's going to have like 5 ballads. God damn it.
Yep.
So,
So here's your full quote. Here's your full
Okay.
quote. This
Give me a full quote.
is from an interview on WSOU 89.5. This is Head. And here's his quote. Well, I'll just say yes, we are passionately and intensely working on new music. We're a little bit behind. We've been really digging deep into sounds and tones and milking techniques and just really focusing on every aspect of just the milking. So
Matt,
there's
I
no way,
love,
there's no way he said milking twice.
print the legend. Print the legend. Print the legend, Matt. Listen, I love the idea of Pet Monkey sitting there in the studio, milking new sounds, just pulling out straight squirts of new sounds. Just saying, like, have we ever farted out something like this?
Have we ever shot an udder across the room?
Yeah.
Here's what I actually believe was trying to be said. We are a little bit behind. We're really been digging deep into the sounds and tones and miking techniques. Miking. Sorry, that was on me. I thought it said milking.
Listen, I'm printing the legend. Korn is going to milk out a beautiful pasteurized new album that is going to go great with breakfast.
And here we go. Just the milking and the sonic levels of everything, because I love the last few records we've done in the last 10 years. But I think I just have something in me that we could beat the tones. I love the songs that we've done, but tone-wise, I feel like we can beat it. So we're spending a lot more time on this new music. We're spending a lot more money. And we don't have any record label involved. So it's all coming from us. Holy shit, they're done with Sony? Epic? Good for
Matt,
them.
they've been off a major for a while.
But like no record label?
I'm
Wow.
pretty sure they've just been creating distribution deals for
With
each
Requiem and
show.
all that. Okay.
Yeah, because let me just do a quick double check.
Okay.
And it appears that they joined Roadrunner with Korn 3. Remember Who You Are.
Okay.
They were on Roadrunner for 2 albums. Then they were on Prospect Park Caroline for Paradigm Shift. They went back to Roadrunner for Serenity of Suffering. The Nothing was a Roadrunner Electra combo.
Okay.
And then Requiem was on Loma Vista. So it sounds to me like they're just
doing distro deals.
They're just 4 men roaming with just their axes, their tones, and their vibes.
Can I just say
And
like how fucking impressive Korn Inc. is then? Because like they're big enough to do that tour yearly. Every
Mhm.
year they're doing that tour. Yeah, thumbs up to them.
Mhm.
Put out new music, get distribution. Good on Korn, man. Great. Great for Korn Inc.
They're doing great. They're doing great. So hopefully we will see everybody on the lawn with Team Fries for Korn on tour with Goodyear and Spirit Box.
Yep.
Matt, we got to talk about this. It's a new segment. It's called Who's Potting.
Who's potting? Who is?
This was sent to me, and I didn't know what to make of it. And I'm just going to read you the headlines from RollingStone.com. It says Fred Durst will talk about aliens. Billy Corgan will talk about something on new podcast. The 2 musicians have signed up to host their own shows on a new podcast network helmed by Bill Maher. So
What a
apparently Bill Maher
nightmare.
did. I know this is tough. Bill Maher did an interview with Variety, and during it, he said that when he had both the guys on his after hours, whatever show that he does,
Yes.
which is abysmal. He
Real bad.
Bond. It's really bad. It seems like a prank that's been set up on Bill Maher by like people that work for him to see if he's going to catch on, and he is not caught on. And so, anyway, when he did the interviews with Fred Durst and with Billy Corgan, he says that they had a bond, they've become friends. And apparently he pitched them both on doing podcasts, and they'll be on a network that he will host. Billy Corgan apparently has no subject for his. The truth in the headline there, apparently there's no given subject. Fred Durst will apparently talk about his twin passions, UFOs, and conspiracy theories. I sent this to Jenny. I will read the text that she sent back to me,
Okay.
in which she said, "This ... cannot be good."
No.
And
I
said-
watched for the sake of the show. I watched
man.
that Bill Maher Fred Durst episode. And it was so awkward. Like Fred does in general doesn't do a lot of press. He's kind of over it. I would say that his best interview was the one that he did with that former child star.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And he seemed to be the most forthcoming with his actual personality, which
Mhm.
is, like Fred has put on a lot of facades. We don't exactly know who he is as a person. He seems like a down to earth guy, but then there's other
Mhm.
parts of his personality that make him seem like the cockiest human being that's ever existed. So he was much
Yeah.
more down to earth in that interview and was much more forthcoming. The one with Bill Maher, he wasn't cocky or anything like that, but he was just kind of like, it really did feel like he was hanging out with his weird uncle. And his weird uncle just kept saying like, you should drink and have some weed with me. Like
Mhm.
Tim Heidecker does a great Bill Maher after
Mhm.
hours where he's
Yeah.
constantly just like bagging on the guest for not wanting to get high and drink
Yeah.
with his 60-year-old.
Yeah, Heidecker does a pretty good one. I would just say that my feeling is that there was a moment many years ago when Fred Durst said that he was going to do a podcast and he released a 15-minute
Yes.
pod where he told a story about meeting Brad Pitt and kind of embarrassing himself. It was just him talking, and that was it. There was no guest or anything. And I think if it stays that way, if he wants to talk about UFOs, conspiracy theories, whatever, and he just talks and he doesn't have any guests, I think it'll be fine. But if you get any guests in there, it's going to be hell on earth.
I agree
Uh,
because
yeah.
I have looked for podcasts with Fred for the show, and he did one with Pauly Shore that is so bad because like I know that they're friends, but Pauly is just like, "Can you give me a little bit of rearranged?" And Fred's like,
Matt,
No,
are you telling me that Pauly Shore is not a good interviewer?
you'll
Despite
never."
all the years on MTV, holding the mic, talking to those
Yeah,
bands by the pool?
I know it's unbelievable. So like Fred's like, "No, I don't do songs on demand." And then Pauly Shore does a joke. He's just like, "I just did a joke from my act, so you should do the song." I was uncomfortable, and this was recorded like 6 years ago.
Matt, I am feeling, what is this, fourth hand embarrassment, fifth hand embarrassment? Just, oh my
Yeah,
Lord.
awful.
Um, well, I will just advise everybody, you've heard Matt describe this. I know how you're feeling. Don't look this up. Just leave it in the ether. But let's all keep an eye and ear out for apparently this Fred Durst podcast that'll be on whatever Bill Maher decides to call his podcast network. Probably Bill Pods. That'll probably be what it is. Yep. Stick with that.
Now I don't know if you heard this, but like big biscuit news over at 7-Eleven.
What
Have
is
you heard of that?
Matt? You are scooping me tonight. I
news.
have made this
Breaking.
rundown, and you are like, I got all the news. What happened at 7-Eleven?
So 7-Eleven's new drink announcement proves new metal has taken over. It is hot dog flavored seltzer.
What?
Yes.
Wait. This is real? This isn't like a I mean, we are days away from April Fool's Day.
April
This isn't
Fool's.
it.
I would say that this is probably a setup for an April Fool's joke. But 7-Eleven just announced a drink that proves new metal is taking over. Hot dog flavored seltzer. This is from Loudwire. Did we need this? No. Is it real? Yes, apparently. Just about every popular food and drink brand has released some sort of seltzer over the last couple of years, ever since the hard seltzer craze started in with White Claw. But this
Wait,
isn't a
so is
hard
this?
seltzer. It's not a
It's
hard
not a
seltzer.
oh, it's not.
It's
Okay.
just a hot dog flavored sparkling water. Um, but it's not related to Limp Bizkit. Um, but they're
I don't know
calling
how
it the
you
Big Bite Hot Dog Sparkling Water.
I don't know how you make hot dog flavored water and don't involve Limp Bizkit in some capacity. Doesn't make
I
any
don't
sense.
either.
It's stolen valor. I'm going to say it right now.
That's what it seems
Um,
like, right?
I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm going to say right now, I hope it's a prank. I hope it's not real. Unless they go in and they call the boys in and they do some proper branding. Okay? This is absurd. 7-Eleven, you should be ashamed of yourself. Okay, well, all right, Matt. Any more scoops? Got any more scoops for me? Who you got under that hat?
I do have well, I do
Oh
have
my
more
God.
biscuit. I do have
Oh,
more biscuit news.
okay.
Did you see the clips coming from South America?
I did see this finally, something I am aware of.
We
Yes.
need to talk about this. Wes put this up on his story, but I think
Mhm.
all the guys did because I think they were just like, it was a very big holy shit moment. So they're doing, I want to say, Lollapalooza, Brazil,
I believe so, yeah.
and it is a full house, but they have the breaking wall down the center. So it wasn't like a one big mass of a crowd, but it was two incredibly large and deep. I heard 100,000. I'm like, no way. But it was a sea of people. And they are screaming break stuff. Like they are just singing for Fred. It was amazing. It was like, holy
It was
shit.
truly great to see, and really, it lets you know, Matt, that new metal, it's back.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
It's back, baby. And it's not just here in the United States of America. It's in Brazil. It's in South America. They know about it. They want to hear that chug. They want to hear those drops. They get it. I saw that and I was both heartened, but also I said, I knew it. I knew it. I knew they'd come through. I knew Brazil would come through. Well done.
It was Argentina. I stand corrected.
Argentina.
Love it.
I love it. All right. So new metal is back. It's in South America. The Bizkit are out there. They're gonna be touring this summer. We're gonna be there. We hope you're gonna be there. Lose your
Because it's a
bill.
Roach Koach meetup.
It's a Roach Koach meetup. That's right, at Pine Knob. So we hope we see you there on the lawn with Team Fries. It's gonna be amazing. Matt, speaking of meetups, let's talk about who's in those DMs.
Sliding a bin.
I like that. We received a DM from Garbage Stock Art who sent us a screenshot of the POD Instagram, and it was from Apple Music's new Christian rock playlist. And POD was sharing. It said, "Thank you, Apple Music." And the song "Lies We Tell Ourselves" is on the new Christian rock playlist. And Garbage Stock Art asked, has anyone alerted the boards? Because here we are, once again, POD, back and forth, are they Christian band or are they not? And here they are, they've been added to Apple Music's new Christian rock playlist. And they said, thank you. Yep, that's us. That's where we're supposed to be. So once again, POD, I guess we're expecting to get kind of spiritual once again with this new POD record, Matt.
You know, this makes me want to blow something that we were talking about a little bit this weekend. But basically, how recent was that interview with POD where they said, "Are you guys a Christian band?" And it's like, well, it's a funny story.
It was a few years ago. It was not recent. So it seems
Okay.
to me, I think it's a situation where, depending on how the wind blows and how Sonny is feeling, he will roll in and he will either be like, yeah, Christian band, 100%. That's how we do. That's what we do. And other days of the week, he's like, I don't want to put this too much of a connection here. And I think that's just I think it's a feature, not a bug with the boys of POD. They just, they're constantly at war. I will say they did do an album. I don't know the name of it on top of my head, but it is a full-on story album with skits about a man who loses his faith and then finds it again. And some real local actor vibes with some performances on it. And let me tell you, that record had some rippers on it, but it's very, very Christian band. So right now, POD have leaned very hard. Yep, they're definitely Christian. Definitely bet on that for the new record.
Right on.
We got a DM, Matt. The name of this person is confidential.
Love it.
They said new metal release recommendation. They're an independent artist, and it's just one dude in Canada. I'm sure they'd really appreciate a bump, you guys.
Ooh.
The song is called Far. The band's name is Ashes Like Rain.
Oh, I found it. You want to hear Far by Ashes Like Rain?
I would love to.
Here we go. Thanks for watching this episode of Roach Koach on YouTube. Unfortunately, we do not play the music here on YouTube because we want to avoid those sweet, sweet copyright strikes. But you can check out in the description. We have the links to the podcast itself, which includes all the clips from the music that we hear. And back to the show. I'm in. I like that.
Matt, I got 2 words for you.
Yeah, buddy.
Night drive.
Yes. Yeah.
I got 2 more words for you. Nuggets.
I was like, 20 nugs.
Give me 20 nugs. I'm going to need a couple sauce options. Let's do it.
I need
That's what I heard it. I mean,
ice cold Coca-Cola.
listen, if you got to Sprite it up, if you look right now, I've been a Dr. Pepper guy for the last 3 years or so. Really into
Interesting. I
Dr.
didn't know
Pepper.
that.
Yeah. Oh, I've been deep in the Dr. Pepper. Well, my good friend, my best friend, the Euro King, he was mostly a Pepsi situation there, but they had Dr. Pepper, Tab Extra, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
And that's what I started to get, with my meals every week. And then I just started to carry it over otherwise. I was like, if you guys have done it. The thing though is that I've met a lot of people who are very anti Dr. Pepper, which is very unusual, but I am meeting them out there and I don't understand their problem. But more for me, I guess.
Yeah.
But either way, getting off topic here. It's 11:45 at night. This song is on. You have a 20-piece. You have your dipping sauces. Maybe you're honey mustarding it. Maybe you're barbecue saucing it. Maybe you're sweet and souring it. This song is exactly what you need.
Yep.
For that accompaniment. Perfect night drive music. Thank you so much, Confidential, for letting us know about that. Ashes Like Rain. Yeah, you did it. Treat yourself this weekend. Get yourself a 20-piece. Do it up. This next one, Matt, I need to give the setting here. So, I received a DM. This was on my personal DM. This was not on the Roach Koach one. From my buddy Sheldon. Sheldon and I went to college together. I had a lot of fun times, him and I hanging out. 2000 to 2004. Summer 2003, wild summer. Sheldon and I got up to it. He is still up in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, hanging
Oh,
out
wow.
there. And every now and again, he will tell me about bands that roll through. He sends me a screenshot and he goes, Buckcherry. What? And I was like,
What?
what? How? What? What is happening here? I said, where? He goes, Kuwait Casino, my friend.
Mm.
And so I asked the question, I say, they do Crazy Bet Shot? And this is what he had to say. Was their closer, of course, went on for at least 15 minutes. Place was going wild.
Wow.
15-minute rendition of Crazy Bet. I asked how that could be. He said they played the music and did a "This Is Our Band" thing, but it was so long that they ended the song with the chorus of "Rollin' on a River." They also did the electric slide during the band introduction.
Oh, okay.
I was blown away by all this. I said, who, so you went to see Buckcherry? He's like, no. Because his wife's friends went with them to see Skid Row. Buckcherry was opening for them. And his wife's friends were excited to see Buckcherry, so they got there early. So he was treated to both a full Buckcherry set and a full Skid Row in 2024 set. This is another one where I was a little surprised.
Wow.
Buckcherry was opening for Skid Row in
Yeah.
2024 and not the other way around. Truly amazing. A 15-minute rendition of Crazy Bitch with the electric slide and
Proud Mary.
Take Me to the Proud Mary. All together. Does have me very curious about the Buckcherry live show. He said that the crowd was rambunctious. The crowd was there for every moment. They hung on every word.
Oh, yeah.
They were, here's the thing. I don't think except if you're Sheldon, you don't accidentally end up at a Buckcherry show.
No.
It's intentional. You make the moves. You pick the outfit out, get in the vehicle, you drive to the venue.
And I'm
know where you're going.
not trying to be the most insensitive person I've ever been, but if you're seeing Buckcherry now, you are about that fucking life.
You are.
There,
100%.
this ain't for casuals.
No. No.
You live this. This is
You live it.
This is what you want. Skid Row and Buckcherry now?
That's right. Right now, Matt.
Yeah. Don't tell me what I can or cannot do.
Absolutely. I'm sure that was said many times that
I came here to have a good time tonight. And my version of good time scares norms. Scares the shit out of people.
you know that everyone that worked security that night kissed their wives and husbands before they left in the "I may never see you again" tone. They held each
Look,
other close. They looked each. They said, "Hey,
Look, I just want to look you in the eye right now and tell you how much I love you because I am gonna watch.
I love you." But where you going?
No, I'm gonna
What-
watch
who's-
a couple of fat drunk guys try to fucking knock each other into oblivion, and then I'm gonna see the longest pair of tits you ever seen in your life. I'm
I
gonna
love you too. I love you too. Sheldon, I'm so glad that you were at this show. I'm sorry that you're at the show, but I'm so glad you were at the show to let me know about it. I will take the concept of a 15-minute version of Crazy Bitch to my grave. Incredible.
incredible.
Matt, we got this DM from Ty.
I love this. It is announcing Head PE's Only in America 20th anniversary shows. And it said your favorite band playing your favorite album and the drums. Come on. This is pretty great.
This is pretty great. Head PE doing Only in America, Dropout Kings opening. It's a short tour, not playing anywhere near us, but if you're nearby, that seems like an exciting night. Jared will get to dip into the old style and get crazy. You've heard this, you know the songs in Only in America. You know what's going to happen that night. It's going to be bananas. It's going to be nuts. And also the Dropout Kings are going to be there. Glitch Gang, you know what's up. Yeah, I'm honestly a little disappointed it's not coming around here. That's one, but they just played. I mean, Head Pete just played here twice already, so it did make sense that they wouldn't play around here. But they do it only in America. That would be. I would go to that. I would go to that if it
Love
was
that.
playing here. I would go. I would
Yeah.
go. So thank you, Ty, for letting us know about that. Matt, let's talk about who's emailing.
Who's emailing? Tickety tack.
We have an email from Kevin Wilkins. The subject, Man Apart. Quote, we've got System of a Down at home. Hi, Lorin.
That has become just part of the vernacular now.
Hi, Lorin and Matt. I just had a new band pop up on my Spotify feed, and I almost fell out of my chair upon hearing it. Band is called Man Apart. I can't seem to find much info on them other than they seem to have Armenian influences and definitely seem to take influence from another certain band that holds high court in your canon. I submit the tracks Roombaya from 2023 and Vibes of Spaces from 2020 for final inspection. He included links to both. He says, I actually enjoy the music and look forward to hearing more. Hope you dig it as well. Kevin.
All right. Thanks, Kevin.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. All right, Matt. Let's hear
What is happening here?
okay. Search. It sounds the first song I was like, not Search.
Definitely.
They're
Definitely
song-
not Serge.
I was like, not Serge. This is definitely what he said. We got System of a Down at home, but still kind of doing the work. And also, let's be honest, System of a Down, they're not putting out new stuff. You know, they put those 2 new songs out, and then otherwise it's been nothing. So if someone else wants to step in and do some, we've got System of a Down at home, that's fine. And it seemed very, I would say, solid, serviceable, got the job done. But this isn't Surge.
Which it is looking like it is not, but boy, oh boy.
Wow. I enjoyed that a
Serge,
lot.
change your locks.
It's too late. It's too late. I think you got single white female by the Sky was, man. It's nuts. Wow, that was really something. I'm definitely blown away by that second one. That one, that one
That's from
sounded just like System of a
2020.
Down. 2020. That's crazy. Wow. Do these guys have albums? What do you
So
got?
that is from the album, which I believe is called Man Apart, from 2020. Yep. And then Roombaya is from a single. So I imagine that they have new music coming. But
Wow.
yes,
Well,
Serge is not in this band. When I look up the song on Google on a cursory overview,
yeah,
nothing. But if they
nothing.
were to, it feels like in that somebody's watching you song by Rockwell. I always feel like
Mhm.
somebody where like Michael Jackson is in the background, but they're not credited. That's what it
Right.
feels like.
I
Um,
feel like if you Pepsi challenged somebody on this and
oh
just said
yeah,
like, what band is this? They would say it is 100%. That's crazy. That's crazy. Kevin, thank you so much for sending us that.
really enjoyed it.
Truly very, yeah, very much enjoyable, but also a mystery. A mystery. How do you do it? How do you do it? Incredible work. Thank you so much. And Matt, we're gonna skip ahead here. Because there's only one way.
There is.
There's only one way, Matt, to close out an episode of Roach Koach.
Ooh, baby.
And this one's very special because it is the finale of Vandals Can't Handles Part 2.
The rise of the roach.
That's right. We have been working our way through Eric Vandal's list here, his incredible sequel to the original Vandals Can't Handles list, of rippers and stompers and rockers and crushers. We are on the last song. Matt, it's been a journey,
It's
a
been
lot of
8
songs,
months.
a lot of rocking. We're about to hear the final one. How do you feel? How do you feel about Vandals? You know, this is a sequel. We know you can be very picky about sequels. You're not a fan of The Matrix Reloaded. Um, how would you what sequel would you compare this list to?
Ooh, this list is this feels one of my favorite sequels. This feels like
Mhm.
Rocky 3. This is it's coming back. Back on the
Wow.
attack.
There you go. Matt is comparing the same. This is the Rocky 3 of new metal lists, which is a good choice. I like Rocky 3. And I'm glad you didn't say Rocky 4, which I think is incredibly overrated. Uh, anyway,
I'm way too nostalgic for that movie to have any sense of reality on it.
this is what I've learned. Anytime I talk about it with anybody, they're like, "Oh, well, I saw it when I was a kid." And I'm like, "Okay, I didn't until
No.
I was in my like late, I
Oh
think I'm in
yeah.
my mid
No,
30s.
no,
I was like,
this
yeah,
is
no,
8-year-old coolest movie you've ever seen.
yeah,
This is
no.
not 30-year-old like what is no, another montage? Another
It's
montage.
all montage. It's
Yeah.
all montage. Anyway, we're not here to talk.
Whisper thin plot.
We are here to talk about the final song on Eric Vandals Can't Handles Part 2, Rise of the Roach. Matt, the final song comes from the band De Lateria from their album 2. What is it called?
I'm gonna butcher it, but it's called
I think
Señales?
you nailed it. I think you nailed it.
Let's go for it.
That's a good time. That's a good time right there.
That is a good time. De La Tierra, I feel like we talked about this band many, many years ago on the show. They are an Andreas Kisser of Sepultura side project, formed in late 2012, considered a Latin American metal supergroup. They have Argentine singer and guitarist Andreas Jimenez of Animal, Argentine bassist Sir Flavio of Los Fabulosos Cadillacs, and American-born Cuban-Colombian drummer Alex Gonzalez of Mana. And they have 3 records: De La Tierra of 2014, 2 from 2016, and 3 from 2023. And that was a sturdy rocker. Sturdy.
Absolutely.
I don't know. It felt more like what you would call, Matt, a pit stoker.
Big time.
You've already activated the pit, and this is going to keep it going, but you wouldn't start with this one.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it is not surprising that Sepultura has a member in this band because Sepultura has these types of
Mhm.
stokers for sure,
They do.
especially when Max was in the band.
Yeah, absolutely. This is solid. So it didn't blow me away. I feel like there was some stuff we heard off their first album that I think was a little crazier for me, but this is classic Eric Vandal, man. He's keeping me guessing, keeping me
You on your
twisting there,
toes.
keeping you on your toes. He's like, listen, sometimes you need some stokers. Sometimes you activate the pit too many times, you might kill somebody. You
It's
gotta
true.
just have something where you have a stoker. You know what?
Yep.
He's looking out for our health, man. He's looking out for you and me. All right. And I appreciate that. But that is it. That is the list. That is
You did it.
we did it. We did it. And Eric Vandal, thank you so much
Thank you.
for this list. We really do appreciate it. And now I guess we have to dive into a new list. And Matt, we've got lists in the inbox, buddy. We have new
knew
stuff
it.
coming. We have new
Knew
lists
it.
coming. We will debut them on the next Who's Tweeting. So just buckle up, everybody. One list ends, another begins. And
2 men enter, 1 man leave.
yeah, it's true. Although generally with our episodes, 2 men enter and 2 of us both leave.
Yeah, but that's
And-
usually the
and-
way it does go.
Yeah, usually how it goes. Yeah. So thank you so much for that, Eric. And well, I don't want to undersell it. I mean, that was the list. I mean, it was a great list. Great list. A lot of fun. And that does bring us, Matt, to the end of another episode of Roach Koach. Thank you so much for listening. Keep on saying hello to us online: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We're on all of those. Send us an email, roachcoachpodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/roachcoachpodcast. Check out the pack. Vote. Say hello to other patrons. Get involved. Get in there. And Matt, do you have anything else for us as we head on out? Any more scoops? Any scoops come in since we started recording?
No big scoops have come in, but can't wait to
Okay.
talk about more scoops, and I can't wait to figure out what we're going to do for a Charles Mansion live stream.
We'll figure something out, Matt. We'll figure something out. So until next time, Matt, thank you.
Lorin, thank you.
Roach
And
and indigo
angels.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Roach Koach
Podcast.
Hot all day, every day. There's the Roach Koach
Podcast.
all day.